Hello all, and welcome to another Guardians of Middle-earth Guardian overview. Today we'll be taking a look at Bert, a Tactician Guardian. Bert as a Tactician normally would have a decent basic attack, which he does. It does scale a little bit, but it's slightly lower than an average Tactician because of his passive. His passive actually gives him a damage bonus and lifesteal against enemies that are affected by his Bonfire ability, which when placed on the ground will deal a certain amount of damage every second, and it does last for 10 seconds. His button ability pairs well with Bonfire, grabbing enemies and throwing them into it if the bonfire is nearby. Spirits is an ability that gives him a move speed buff, but blinds him at the same time. It can be used to escape or engage. And then his ultimate, Stumbling Rage, is a massive AoE fear, and if bonfires nearby, will deal dot damage. Bert will take on a standard Tactician belt of Blue Mountain's Relic for max cooldown reduction, and Westernesse Relic for some good ability, power, and penetration at level 14. This is a pretty standard belt for Tacticians and some enchanters. Next up, the potions that we'll be running will be the Power Potion, the Recovery Potion, and I cap it off with a Dash Potion as a possible escape if Spirits is on cooldown. Commands will include Heal, Smite, Summon Archers, and as we usually do, we'll be capping that off with a Summon Defense as our Tier 4 command. Bert's a very fun Guardian to play. As a Tactician, he has a lot of good push as well as defense. He's very good in team fights. He's got a lot of disrupt with his ultimate and a good zone control with his bonfire. So we're going to start out by demonstrating his bonfire ability. We'll just place it on the ground and demonstrate the duration and the damage. Now, it's a little odd. The damage actually ticks every half second on this, but the total damage dealt is the standard damage per second from the ability. There were some changes made to tick rates for dot damage. Here I'll show you we get a little bit of lifesteal from his passive, that Cookum. Also notice the amount of basic attack damage I'm dealing, somewhere around the 120 range. Now we'll take a look at Mutton, his grab. So Mutton, by itself, when used without your bonfire nearby, has a short cooldown of about 10 seconds. It grabs, deals damage, and activates a mini stun. But where Mutton is really useful is going to be in his bonfire range. So you set down the bonfire, you'll grab, stun, and then throw them back into the bonfire. So for spirits, I'm demonstrate the blind effect and the resistances. So I was taking 72 damage with my spirits active. I only take 27, and when I was attacking him, I was getting miss markers while under the effects of the spirits ability. Then we'll take a look at Stumbling Rage. Stumbling Rage is a massive AoE, as you can see, and it does apply fear to everyone in range. But where it really shines is when paired with Bert's Bonfire. And you can activate these pretty close to simultaneously. But as you can see, that creature is now taking a dot on that damage. And then fear, and then you got the throw, and then you continue to attack. So something really fun to do would be placing your bonfire close to your own tower, throwing that fear, and then catching anyone that stayed nearby or within range, and then tossing them back towards your tower with your Mutton ability. And then if things start to go south, you can easily pop your Spirits ability as an escape. And that's what I want to demonstrate here. So I start to leave that bottom creature zone after making a basic attack, and then I want to pop Spirits and just show you how much faster I actually managed to get back to the lane. Bert as a Guardian is very good for team fights just because of the amount of AoE capabilities he has, whether it's his bonfire or the actual ultimate, Stumbling Rage, then running in and grabbing some of those slower Guardians. Now Bert is often overlooked as an option in a lot of games just because there are a few other tacticians or characters that can do a lot of what Bert does differently. Some would say to a better effect. I personally really like Bert quite a bit. I feel like he's a lot of fun to play. He's got a lot of utility in his kit, a lot of good zone and AoE capabilities. Plus the amount of damage you can deal to structures with his bonfire, coupled with his ultimate Stumbling Rage, just allows you to really knock down towers, as well as keep guardians and other enemies well out of the fight. Now, Bert can be played a couple of different ways. I have cooldown reduction mixed with some ability power in this particular build. Another common build I've seen is Midgewater Mist, which grants an AoE slow, very good for preventing enemies from escaping during a team fight. You pop your fear, you run in, everyone around you is slowed. I've also seen as a tactician, you can play Bert with a little bit of move speed. It can make him a pretty big nuisance. He does have a built-in move speed with his Spirit's ability, but having move speed all the time, all the way around as a tactician can make him very difficult to deal with. And that's pretty much Bert in a nutshell, folks. So hopefully you have a little better understanding of his kit and how to use him. A couple different options on his builds if you would like to try him out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.